Hello again. So this is the second video in how to value stock as a call option on the value of the firm. And we stopped in the last video at these numbers, which if we use them in the Black-Scholes formula, S is 100, X is the debt, which is 80. Life of the option is the duration of the debt, which is 10 years here. Volatility is 0.4, R is 0.1. We get these numbers. You could try that at home, by using the Black-Scholes equation, see if you get the same thing. And then we throw the values of N of D1 and N of D2 into the overarching equation. We get that the value of equity is 75.94. We would have thought maybe a 100 minus 20 equals 80. But in fact, we get something much higher, 75.94. The value of the debt is just V minus E in 24.06. How we get this, what the interest rate should be, or what the yield to maturity should be on the debt by the following. We have, if you remember from earlier classes, P equals F, or 1 plus R to the T, for a zero coupon bond of the price of 24.06 in a face of 80. Solving that, you get R is equal to 12.77. So an investment banker, if the yield to maturity was less than 12.77, might not want to buy the debt. Now let's take a more extreme example. Let's say the firm is actually valued at 50 million rather than 100. And the other numbers stay the same. The face value of the debt's still 80 and the volatility is still 0.4, etc. And run it through Black-Scholes again. We'd end up with these numbers for N of D1 and N of D2 as a middle step. You could try this at home and see if you get the same numbers. And we end up with this. The value of the call as 30.44. The value of equity is 30.44 million. Remember, the value of the firm is only 50 and you owe 80. You'd think that the equity would be worthless, but here it's not. It's 30.44. And again, the value of the debt is just V minus D. Moving on from this, let's talk about how stockholders can, and I'm going to use the word expropriate funds from bondholders by taking on risky projects. Option pricing theory kind of shows this. Let's come up with an example here. Let's say this is our initial set of numbers, just like the example we started with, 100, 80, and so on. The value of the call would be 75.94, like in the previous example. But now let's have the stockholders take on a project with a net present value of negative 2 million. Normally, you would never take on a negative NPV project. That will lower the value of the firm from 100 to 98. But we're also going to model it like this. Just taking on this project by itself will increase the volatility of the whole firm from 0.4 to 0.5. So now we have these set of numbers, 98, 80, 10, 10, and 50.5. We run that through, and we actually end up with a value of equity of 77.71, which is a higher number than 75.94 in the initial example. So we took on a negative NPV project, but increased the risk of the firm, and it increased equity from 95.94 to 77.71. And then the value of the debt is V minus D went from 24.06 down to 20.29. So in other words, we took value from debt and we gave it to equity. Equity increased in value and the value of the debt declined in value. By taking on